Welcome back. Welcome back. Inside the 20 by 20. Your AEW recap for this week starts off, of course, with AEW Dynamite. It is the last AEW Dynamite before Dynasty. Coming to you live from Indianapolis, Indiana, Indiana's Farmers Coliseum. Total attendance 3,000 people for the live TV taping of your go home show. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. So there was a couple different things that happened before this show that of note for AEW, namely Jon Moxley becoming the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. And obviously that he brings that now over to Dynasty every Wednesday night. So that's pretty cool. What'd you guys think of Jon Moxley getting that chip?
So it didn't take long for the blood, not the bloodline, sorry, for the Shield to not have a world championship.
Yeah.
Like people were like, "Oh, it's been 5 years since the Shield, didn't hold a title, whatever." But congrats to Mox. I'm a Moxley fan.
Yeah. I mean, but Seth Rollins was champion, Roman was champion. They lose their belts, and now Moxley has a belt. So what's the problem?
No, that it was that they said that it was the first time. It was like a week. You know how fickle wrestling fans are. If there's like a hiccup somewhere, they're gonna say something about it.
The reign was mostly Roman.
Yeah,
and he was barely there.
1,300 days. That's a pretty long reign. Well,
Can we count the days he showed up?
I'm sure someone has.
I mean, he was pulling a Brock Lesnar.
I'm sure someone's counted it. So,
anyway, back to AEW.
Wild Thing plays. Jon Moxley brings the IWGP World Title out to the ring to cut a promo to start the show. Tells a story about winning one of his first titles 20 years ago and how it's been an uphill battle ever since. He spoke about having heart, working for AEW, and of course brings up Don Callis. Calls Callis a creep.
He's the thumb.
Says he.
You remember the first? Yep. Remember the first Spy Kids?
Spy Kids. Wow, that's a
Spy Kids. This is back 98.
But the thumb creatures that were running around kidnapping everybody. That's what Don Callis looks like.
Wow.
2001.
Well, Google that. Google that if you don't know what that is. So anyway, he says that Don Callis, like I said, is a creep. He's feeding his clients lies. And he dares anyone from the group to come find him. And then he challenges Powerhouse Hobbs to a match. Pretty good promo. Powerhouse Hobbs. Come on.
I'm kidding.
Jesus Christ.
Come on. They're trying to build some story here.
They're trying.
I think it was a good promo. It helped open the show with a little bit of energy. Mox, he's pretty beloved by AEW fans. What'd you guys think of Jon Mox coming out with the IWGP title and challenging Powerhouse Hobbs of all people to a match?
Now, did Hobbs deserve it? Like, is he on a win streak? Like, what? Why did he challenge Hobbs? Cross, you're the the resident AEW guru.
He wanted to challenge the biggest person in the party, which was Hobbs. It wasn't about whether or not Hobbs deserved it. He just wanted to prove he was tough and challenge Hobbs.
Oh,
and it looks like that match is official for next week, by the way. And it looks like it's actually going to be for the IWGP Championship. Believe it or not.
You know Hobbs isn't going to win.
Already one more defense.
That would be tough. Then after the Jon Moxley promo, we got a quick backstage promo from Mercedes Moné, who is not going to be wrestling at Dynasty, surprisingly. I thought she would have been, but
she's injured.
Yeah. Yes, she's getting a paycheck.
It looks like she cuts a backstage promo about being attacked in the dark, and then once again for the 17th promo in a row puts the entire women's division on notice. Quotation marks for our audio audience.
What I find interesting about the whole thing is that they brought in Deonna Purrazzo, and she was thrown directly into the main event of the women's scene. and you have a megastar like Mercedes, and she's thrown into the mid-card title scene.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me either. Again, another Tony Khan.
Conism.
Honestly.
A Tony Conism.
Another Tony Khan production, bro. What do you? He's like DJ Khaled at this point. Another wasted talent. He's another one. You know what I mean? Then Adam Copeland comes to the ring. We see a backstage shot of Willow Nightingale being looked at after she apparently was attacked. Then Adam Copeland's in the ring, and the lights go out, and it looks like we're getting the start of, well, the continuation of, obviously, the feud that's going to culminate at Dynasty as Brody King from the House of Black attacks Copeland from behind. Julia Hart watches on with a smile as Brody King decimates Adam Copeland in the ring. And then they actually start a match after being attacked, which usually wouldn't happen. Would probably lead to some
Usually
type
they would
of-
just cut it
yeah,
like disqualification or like ring the
But
bell.
yeah,
and
let's
get 'em
have a
out.
match while one guy already got beat up. Why not? Match ended up starting with Copeland already hurt, and we returned
Copeland won.
right as he was beginning to show some life. The Rated R superstar gets a little momentum with a series of clotheslines, and then he signals for the spear, but King turns him inside out with a lariat. Very nice lariat. Go watch it on YouTube if you haven't already. Willow eventually makes it to ringside, makes a hot tag before taking King down with a crossbody and a cannonball. What? This was a tag match, I guess? It was a mixed tag match. It was supposed to be a mixed tag
Makes
match.
sense.
It was,
Makes
yeah.
sense.
Then
It's a disaster. That's what it actually is.
Hart knocks her out with a chair and gets the win with the signature submission when the refs realized Willow was knocked out. Save was predictable. Finish was a good way to protect Hart. Set up Nightingale as an underdog despite her power advantage. I guess that's another thing that's going to happen. It's going to be Julia versus Willow at Dynasty for the TBS Championship. So a couple of different matches here being pushed along for the go-home show of Dynasty. Hart and King get the W. Decent mixed tag match. And again, they're pushing so many different storylines here with this opening bout. What do you guys think about what's going on here with all this stuff?
I honestly have not been able to keep up with that storyline.
Yeah. So House
I'm
of
gonna
Black.
be dead honest with it.
I mean, I love the House of Black. I love the storyline with Willow Nightingale and Julia Hart because this storyline has actually been going on for months at this time.
Yeah.
But I think with the introduction of Mercedes into the mix, it's going to start throwing people off on which way to go. Because again, Mercedes is the mega star,
Right.
and these two are relatively unknowns compared to her. So
I think
don't know.
from week to week, I think we talked about it last week too. Julia Hart starting to impress me a little bit more.
she's been getting a lot better
so she is-
since the
she's-
days of the Varsity Blondes.
Yeah, she's getting a lot better, and I think that I think that she could actually do some stuff. Let's see if they use her properly. Next up, we had the EVPs with Okada to take on Penta Cero Miedo with Pac and Daniel Garcia in a trios bout. The Elite pick up the win here in 12 minutes in a pretty crazy
Natural.
match.
I mean,
Any match with Penta
any
is a-
match with Pac is a good match.
I was gonna say any match with Penta is a good match too, but I
Oh,
agree with that.
Yep, lots of back and forth here. Matt and Nick cutting a backstage promo about FTR. Okada then issuing a warning to Pac. So again, more Dynasty matches being hyped here as Okada will take on Pac at Dynasty, and that's for the AEW Continental Championship. Just in case
Another title.
Just in case you were missing any titles there that you might have not.
AKA the AEW European Championship.
There you go. So Bucks attack Pac.
The bastard. Just call him the bastard.
The Bucks attacked.
Neville?
I like attacked Pac.
No.
The Bucks
No,
attacked
Neville.
Pac from behind while Okada went after Garcia and Penta on the apron, but the bastard quickly recovered and unloaded with some fast kicks. Matt grabs the mic and taunts his opponents during the middle of the match. He slaps Garcia.
That was a funny. That was a funny
pretty
set
good.
right there.
That was pretty good. He slaps Garcia around until he's taken down with a suplex. Pac and Okada finally come face to face and begin just literally beating the crap out of each other with some strikes, which is, probably what everybody's looking forward to on Sunday is for them to just beat the crap out of each other in a one-on-one match.
Good old-fashioned wrestling.
Fun trios with some humor mixed into high energy action, but pretty predictable. It felt kind of safe in some ways. Obviously, they're pushing everything. It's a go-home show. The Elite win, but they continue to attack everyone after a match with a ladder. Put Garcia inside a ladder for a splash, but Pac saves him. And that was it. The Young Bucks promo was pretty funny against FTR. Obviously, it's good to see Pac back, right? He's had so many different health issues. There's so many reasons that he's been
had
out.
injuries left and right.
He's had a lot of injuries.
Penta and the Bastard back together again. What Ray Phoenix is hurt, right?
Yeah,
I was gonna say, I think he's injured because I haven't seen him.
I think it was his back. Something.
We're gonna have to look into that.
I know he needed surgery for something.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty good match. 12. They got 12 minutes to do that, and then we move on to Deonna Purrazzo and Mariah May. But before that, we had a Chris Jericho promo.
Heard about this promo.
So I watched this promo because it came up on my IG feed. And because I don't normally watch AEW promos, I'll just be honest with everybody out there, guys. I'm not an AEW guy. But anyway, somebody needs to get Hook into some type of promo class or like acting class maybe, because like his facial expressions, I don't know. Anyway, Chris Jericho. And
hold on, he's a serious Italian from Long Island.
I don't know.
Taz might have to sell his Rolex to get him into acting classes.
For real.
All I know is that he looked like he might have been, I don't know if he was using some type of recreational drugs beforehand, the way his jaw was clenching up.
This was Wednesday, right? Not Sunday.
Well,
That's
RVD was backstage on Wednesday. A little pre-420, just saying.
Starting the party here.
So Jericho's getting booed. He tries to talk to Hook about why he should listen to him. Hook's reply, no. That's it. That's all he said. No. Taz tries to calm Jericho down.
No.
Eventually, Jericho shoves Taz, which angers Hook. Hook grabs him to the corner, said he would show him how good he is anytime before ordering him to get out of his ring. And then they added a match. This was.
Is this gonna pull Taz out of retirement?
No, I think this is the perfect opportunity to take the FTW belt off of Hook, have Jericho destroy it, and get rid of it so that Hook can move on to something else.
Yeah.
I can see that. I
mean, the strap's not even orange in the back anymore.
Yeah.
Retire the damn belt.
Listen, the match was added to Dynasty. It's gonna be Hook. It's gonna be Hook versus Jericho for the FTR Championship.
FTW.
And, sorry, I say FTR all the time. FTW. I would say most of this segment was rough, but the final minute was good enough to, I guess, keep some people invested in what's.
Sounds like most of Wednesday night was rough.
Yeah, and then we get, like I said, Deonna Purrazzo coming out versus Mariah May, gets the dub.
Except for that one, no.
Over Mariah May. 8 minutes. Tony Storm and Luther accompanied May to the ring. Obviously, Tony Storm versus Thunder Rosa on Sunday for the AEW Women's World Championship. So May versus Purrazzo. Purrazzo quickly got the upper hand. This was clearly a match to enhance Peraza before the title match, or whatever comes next for Peraza. Other than that, not a lot to talk about. I would say when your first two matches start with absolute mayhem, it's gonna be hard for
the rest of the night to play through.
Right. I would say some hard hits here, but nothing too crazy. There was a little bit of a botch city with May's powerbomb counter towards the end of the match, but aside from that one clear botcharuski, they did some decent work. Peraza won, and Rosa made the save after Storm and May continued to attack her, obviously pushing the storyline further. And then we get Orange Cassidy versus Shane Taylor in a I don't know. Talk to me about Orange Cassidy right now. I feel like
Cross, it's all you.
I feel like his gimmick is getting stale. What do you think?
It is getting stale. That's why his match is actually relegated to the pre-show for tonight.
Oh,
he's not even on the main card.
Yeah.
I like the gimmick, but I would rather they expand on it more with this whole feud with Trent.
Trent?
Question mark.
I mean, he still picks up the dub here, but usual.
I don't want Shane Taylor to beat him. I want to see Orange Cassidy go on a losing streak and then reinvent himself.
Yeah, he definitely needs to. Yeah. He's been running this gimmick for how many years now?
About 10.
It's pretty boring, when he just does the same thing. He's just
even Sting has reinvented himself a couple of times in 10 years.
When he wrestles with his hands in his pocket now, it's like it just gets. Maybe if he turned heel, maybe I don't know. We'll see. Cassidy takes the dub in a pretty forgetful match. Then we had our main event of the evening: Will Ospreay versus Claudio Castagnoli. This was a good match.
Claudio.
That was a very good match.
That's good. Yeah, it was phenomenal. Both superstars. Claudio's
highly competitive.
Watch your mouth.
What? Oh, megastars.
Professional wrestlers.
Will Ospreay is a professional wrestler. He is not a superstar.
Whoa. I'm talking as in worldwide stardom.
He's a wrestling superstar. Yeah. He's not a superstar.
You said superstar. You just said it.
It's different. Wrestling superstar. Professional wrestler.
Regardless.
I've always called it wrestling. I never called it entertainment, all right?
Regardless, it looks like Ospreay is clearly having fun in AEW right now. Incredible exchange between these two. Highly competitive. Even with the big PPV going down this Sunday. Ospreay versus Danielson. This match.
That's a match to look forward to.
It never felt like Ospreay was playing it safe here against Claudio, even though he has that big match coming up. But pretty predictable that Ospreay would get the win here. I don't think they would obviously put Claudio over. I don't think anybody's beating Ospreay right now, including Daniel Bryan on Sunday.
They could have ended it in a DQ.
Maybe Daniel Bryan does.
They could have.
So
they did have at the end Hobbs, Kyle Fletcher, Takeshita, my favorite. Takeshita.
Love Takeshita.
Takeshita comes out. They attack Castagnoli, but Ospreay, doesn't take part in that. And then Moxley comes out, goes right for Powerhouse Hobbs, and then Ospreay yells at the Callis family before storming off, while Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli stand tall in the ring and take us out for the ending of AEW Dynamite. I would say
the parking lot had an easy way to exit. There was no traffic at all on the way out.
That's right. Quick 3,000 people just in and out. No big deal. But a couple of great spots during this match. And yeah, man. Ospreay. If AEW has a future, Ospreay has to be a huge part of it, and that's the bottom line on that.
Well, they said the same thing about Jay White, and look what he's relegated to.
I feel like AEW's got too many, doesn't have enough time, too many superstars, and doesn't have any writers. So they can't like evolve and move past to like and also their wrestlers just say like there's no they just come out and say whatever the hell they want to say. And
It's WCW.
it's exactly. I didn't want to say WCW. It's basically WCW. So we're kind of like watching it implode. Do I want it to implode? No. I like competition. Is this even competition? I know, but like I like having options, you know.
Yeah.
And it gives people like Adam Copeland more creative control over his character, but he's able to go out the way he wants to, right? Like, let's be real. In the end, when he's done at AEW, he's going back to WWE, signing a Legends contract, and making random appearances, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't know. I just wanted more.
All right, and that was our recap of AEW Dynasty. We'll be right back after these short messages with AEW Rampage and Collision. Stick around for more Inside the 20 by 20 right after this. And welcome back to Inside the 20 by 20. Continuing our AEW coverage here. We had a little bit of a special lineup for Saturday. There was no AEW Rampage on Friday night. Instead, we got Collision first and then a special preempted edition of Rampage right after at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. So let's start with AEW Collision. So Sunday, obviously, first ever Dynasty pay-per-view, but before that, the preempted episode of Rampage aired after Collision. Gave us 3 hours of Saturday night grappling. AEW Collision kicked off with a trios match. Copeland, Briscoe, and Kingston versus Top Flight, Action Andretti, and Will Hobbs. This was a fun little warm-up match for a trio match that will take place for Copeland, Kingston, and Briscoe this Sunday at Dynasty versus House of Black. This was pretty much a squash match. Nothing too crazy here. What'd you guys think? Did you guys get a chance to see this? It was not a very long match at all. Considering the fact that it was a trios match. Only 12 minutes. Everybody getting in some of their spots, but some comedy with the Karate Kid pose with Action Andretti. But pretty straightforward. What did you guys think? Any thoughts?
Yeah, it was an okay match. I mean, I like Top Flight and Action Andretti.
Yeah.
I think they were wasted on this match, considering that you have 3 champions versus, probably one of the best trios teams.
Yeah.
In the industry.
Yeah, that's gonna be
I
tough.
just wish they should have probably just put them up against some jobbers just to get them over.
Yeah, that's an uphill battle.
Just to make it quick.
Yeah.
Just like they did with Powerhouse in the following match. That match was like 2 seconds.
You got the roster for it.
Yeah, not very good there at all. Then we had Powerhouse Hobbs come out and squash local talent CJ Esparza, 1 minute and 18 seconds. Not even worth talking much there. Big man took his time before applying the torture rack for the win. Quick side note on that, he did reach out to Lex Luger to ask for permission to use the torture rack. Not sure if you guys were aware of that, but Lex Luger was talking about that on his podcast recently.
I actually was going to ask, did he have permission to use it? But then I was thinking, does Luger own... Maybe he owns the phrase torture rack, but he doesn't own the move.
No.
I guess out of respect, though.
He wouldn't even know the name.
Out of respect. That's all it was.
It's a respect thing, yeah.
Then we had a tag team match. The Guns with Jay White defeated the Acclaimed. 10-minute match.
The Acclaim, though.
Talk to me.
I'm straight up interrupting the Acclaim, though. Coming out with the heat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but whenever they come out though, it's just what AEW what I would like AEW to do is try to pick up Enzo and either get Enzo as part of like the Acclaimed or have them battle it out
That
because
would be
they are
interesting.
so good they are really really good on the mic.
Yeah.
Fantastic on them.
It's not even they. It's Max. Max is very good on the mic.
But they both get credit for it because it's the Acclaimed.
Yeah, but still.
Uh,
That's like saying Big Cass would get some of the, you know what I'm saying? Like you have a mouthpiece and then you got the power.
yeah. It was a good rap though. Caster made a good. That was a good rap.
It was taking a dig at OJ though.
Yeah.
That was too soon. That was too soon.
I don't think.
Yeah,
anybody
once he dropped the cancer thing, I was like, oh, that was good though.
Yeah.
That was good.
We also did see a taped apology from Chris Jericho to Taz and Hook. And that's when they made the match official for the FTW Championship on Sunday. Then next match was a bunkhouse brawl match with the Blackpool Combat Club versus the Callis family. It was our boy Bryan Danielson and Claudio Castagnoli defeating Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher in a 16-minute match.
Good old Kyle.
Danielson and Ospreay had a brief little exchange backstage. Ospreay tried to say he had nothing to do with the Callis family attacking the Blackpool Combat Club on Dynamite, but Danielson not buying it. Then we had another quick promo from Tony Storm, which is the best thing going in AEW right now.
That is very true. The words out of my mouth.
And yeah, so the match was a pretty unconventional match. Action surprisingly easy to follow. Everyone looked great on offense and defense. It was a bunkhouse brawl. I think everyone lived up to the stipulation and gave the crowd an entertaining performance. Hobbs comes out, attacks Danielson and Castagnoli. Mox runs through the crowd, starts brawling with Hobbs, hyping the Dynamite match for next week. And then the American Dragon picks up the dub.
I hope this is the
B+ for
the
that
run.
match.
Yeah, I hope this is the run for Bryan Danielson.
I think he's taking the L. On
You think he's taking the L?
I think
versus
he's taking the L.
Ospreay? I don't think anybody's beating Ospreay anytime soon.
Oh, didn't he beat Ospreay at Forbidden Door?
Yeah, but that was before all of this.
He signed. Yeah,
you know.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
Then we had a women's match.
Tune in next week to find out how it happened.
Yeah, we're gonna give our Dynasty predictions coming up here real soon. Just a quick yes or no, who's gonna win predictions. After a promo from Willing Nightingale, we saw Julia Hart accompany Sky Blue to the stage, but not all the way to the ring. This was a 5-minute match. Sky Blue defeating Layla Hirsch. Hirsch has great entrance music. I don't know if you guys have heard.
Legit Layla Hirsch.
Layla Hirsch's entrance
The
music.
most underrated wrestler probably on the women's roster.
Yeah, she kind of botched the suicide dive in this match, so if you haven't seen it, they probably didn't post it on YouTube, but maybe somebody
Hurts
posted
my
it.
shoulder thinking about it.
Yeah, she slowed down before getting to the ropes. You could tell she was kind of hesitant. And then there was another botch with a German suplex from the top rope that didn't go quite as planned, but Sky Blue seemed like she was all right afterwards. So, couple of things that could use a little bit of cleaning up, but it is what it is. Then your main event of Collision saw FTR, your boy Wheeler, and your boy Harwood, Dax and Cash, and Pac, the Bastard, defeat the Elite, Okada, Matt, and Nick Jackson in a 22-minute match. The EVPs get a lot of time on Collision.
That was an okay match.
Both teams getting a fair amount of offense. What do you think? Any thoughts on this match? The Elite using Cody Rhodes' old elevator. Kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, they paid for it. They might as well use it.
Yeah.
True. Might as well.
Somebody might as well
It's
get
just
some
sitting
use
there.
of
You
it.
might as well.
Yeah. Wheeler picking up some Okada bucks and using them to wipe his butt and nose. Pretty funny. Not bad. Pac and FTR triple sliding drop kick. Good spot. Yeah. Okada's chest very red after taking several chops during the match.
Yeah. It was a deep crimson. Like if you hit it one more time,
Crimson.
it was just gonna pop.
Pac hits the black arrow for the dub. Daniel Garcia comes out to help when the Elite keep attacking and helped FTR and Pac get the advantage, and they all stood tall at the end of
There's a lot of standing tall.
Collision.
Yeah.
A lot of standing
Good
tall.
movie. Good movie.
I thought it was Walking Tall. Isn't it Walking Tall?
Oh, it could be.
You're talking about the movie with The Rock, right?
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's Walking Tall.
There's got to be movies standing tall out there, and it's got to be pretty decent, I hope.
Maybe. So that was the end of Collision, and then we go into Rampage, and I wish I was kidding about the name of this first match on Rampage, but I'm not. This was the high-flying 420 elimination four-way match.
You gotta be high as a kite.
Rob
to take
Van
part in this
Dam takes
Clearly
the
won.
dub versus Cassidy, Commander, and Lee Johnson. 12-minute match. Cassidy eliminates Lee Johnson. Commander eliminates Cassidy. Rob Van Dam eliminates Commander. Crazy.
Rob Van Dam still looks pretty damn good, though.
Hey, man, that frog splash.
Not really. He looks pretty old. He was pretty stiff moving around.
Frog splash
He's
still looks good.
Frog
Frog-
Splash still looks good. He looks decent.
That's all that
right?
matters. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
Let's be real.
you try doing that at his age.
Listen, I can't do that at this age.
Yeah, RVD definitely not as spry as he used to be 20 years ago. But
It's because Katie Forbes is keeping him young.
yeah, and he did it. Listen, he did an admirable job keeping up with
did.
three guys that are significantly younger than him. And listen, he gets the dub. Couple of one or two sloppy moments, but he can still go, man. He can still go.
Still got that.
Then we had a women's match. Sakazaki defeats
Yuka Sakazaki, bro, and Emi Sakura.
Yes, those two fought for 9 minutes and 30 seconds.
This was a match that went 5 minutes too long.
All right.
There was a spot where one would run around the ring, and then the other one would pass them, and then they would run around the ring getting chased by the other person. It was like watching
WCW.
Watching Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
One goes under the ring. Someone else comes out of the other side.
Anyway, Sakazaki takes the dub. I mean, I think that Sakazaki and Takashita should form a mixed tag team.
No, I liked when Emi Sakura we used to dress up as Freddie Mercury.
Bring it
Oh,
back.
man.
Bring it back.
Bring it back.
And then in the main event, if that's what you want to call it, we had
Wait,
a
hold on.
six.
Hold on.
Wait.
Are we gonna talk about Ruby Soho?
Oh,
announcing
yes.
her pregnancy?
I didn't know we were gonna
Yeah.
talk about. Okay, I thought.
Oh,
yeah,
congrats.
we can.
Shout out to Ruby Soho.
We can.
And for those of you that don't know, yes, Angelo Parker is her legit baby daddy in real life.
Oh,
Nice.
there you go. Congratulations to Ruby and Angela. Just don't use your baby in any angles, all right? We've seen
Please don't.
how that's turned out.
I mean, they already did
not too great.
by announcing it on
Once
TV,
the baby's born.
even though it was announced weeks ago.
6-man tag match. Kyle O'Reilly. Oh, wait, we can't do that.
O'Reilly Auto
No,
Parts.
we can't. No, we're not sponsored by them.
Sorry.
O'Reilly, Menard, and Rocky Romero pick up the dub against the Undisputed Kingdom composed of Taven, Bennett, and Strong. 12-minute match, pushing that storyline to the brink. What do you guys think?
It was a good match. Love Daddy Magic.
Oh,
I think he's incredible on the mic. Funny as hell. He is sports entertainment. You know?
man.
Kyle O'Reilly, I kind of feel like this angle is not working with him. I think he should have been aligned with Roderick Strong.
Yeah.
You know, and then Roderick Strong turns on him. I feel like they did it a little too soon.
Yep.
But again,
Well,
Tony Khan
there it is.
and his Connorism.
Don't get
Conisms.
TK'd. Don't get TK'd.
Good old Khanisms.
So this week's Collision and Rampage double feature, I think, did an okay job of selling most of the feuds for Sunday's Dynasty pay-per-view. But yeah. What do you guys think? We have our pay-per-view, AEW's pay-per-view starting pretty soon here in real time as we record this podcast. Let's just go down the line. I'm not even going to. Let's not even give it any comments. Let's just say who's going to win. Here we go.
Quick.
Trios match.
Rapid fire.
Copeland,
Rapid
Kingston, and Briscoe versus House of Black. Cross.
House of Black.
Copeland.
I'm going to go.
Copeland and Co.
I'm going to go House of Black. FTW Championship. Chris Jericho versus Hook.
Jericho.
Jericho.
I'm going to say Jericho as well. AEW International Championship. Kyle O'Reilly versus Roderick Strong.
Roderick Strong.
I'm gonna go O'Reilly.
I'm going to say they
Because I
give
can't
it.
say his name.
I'm going to say they're going to give it back to O'Reilly after everything he's been through. This will be a good moment for him. O'Reilly takes it. TBS Championship. Willow Nightingale versus Julia Hart.
I'm going for Julia.
Why not? I'll go Julia too.
I'll go Julia too. AEW Continental Championship. Pac versus Okada.
Okada. Cross?
Okada.
I'm going to say Okada as well, but it's going to be probably the best match of the night.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably gonna take the MVP for the night.
Women's World Championship. AEW Women's World Championship. Tony Storm versus Thunder Rosa. No way.
Tony.
No way Tony loses. Tony Storm.
You don't think Tony's gonna lose?
Nah.
I guess I'll go Tony.
AE
This Thunder Rosa's comeback, right?
Yeah.
Did she come back from an injury?
She's been in tag
Yeah,
matches,
she's come
but
back
I think this
for
is her
some-
first shot at the title back
Singles.
ever since she had to let it go.
Yeah.
AEW World Tag Team Championship ladder match. Young Bucks versus FTR.
The EVPs. Come on.
Yeah, Young Bucks.
I'm going to say FTR retains, right? They're the current champions? They didn't put a C next to their name. Will Ospreay versus Daniel Bryanson.
Daniel Bryanson.
American
American Dragon, baby.
Bryan Danielson.
The American. I always mess that up too. So that's why I didn't even question it. Brian Danielson, the American Dragon,
The American
baby.
Dragon. What did I say? Daniel Bryanson.
Daniel Bryanson.
I'm not
just
editing that.
saying.
I'm still keeping that in.
No, keep that in. Keep that in.
Damn. So
I'm going Daniel. Yes,
I got
yes,
Ospreay.
the yes movement.
you're going.
I'm going
You're
yes.
going BD. All right. I'm going
Yeah.
Ospreay. Cross. You said Ospreay too, right?
Ospreay. Yep.
All right. And then for the AEW World Championship, Samoa Joe versus Swerve Strickland.
Joe. Joe's holding on to that for a little bit.
I would love for Swerve to win, but I think Joe's going to keep it until MJF is back.
I'm going Swerve.
Hmm?
I'm going Swerve on this. It's time for Swerve to take that title. And it's time to move on. It's time for a new era in AEW. And I don't think Joe's going to take them there.
It's only been 4
4
months.
months.
Yeah.
I was there when Joe won it.
It's been a boring 4 months.
You sound like all those Roman fans making fun of Cody right now.
Well, I mean, at least he's defending. He's defended it more. That's for sure.
It's true. He's bringing it around the world. All right, we'll talk about that more in the next segment.
Well, speaking of which, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna get into all the WWE action. It is the second week of the new era, the Paul Levesque era, the Triple H era, whatever you want to call it. And when we come back, we're going to dive right into Monday Night Raw. So stay tuned for more Inside the 20 by 20. Stick around.